Hello everyone and welcome back to our look at the SWTOR 5.0 class changes. Today we're going to take a look at the Force users. Yesterday we took a look at the tech users, but we're going for the Force users, starting with the Consular. Okay, the Sage and the Shadow. We got a lot to get through here with the Sage. Let's take a look and see what they have changed from the base class. The base classes are all going to go, in fact. So, actually, the base classes are nullified. You're going to start level 1, you're going to be able to pick a Sage, or you're going to be able to pick a Shadow. Okay, it's same with every class. It's the same for every class. You're not going to pick like a Jedi Consular. You are just going to pick the advanced class. So they're doing away with the advanced classes. You're just going to pick them at level 1 now. Should point that out. So they felt the Sage in a good place, so they aren't receiving a whole lot of changes in the update. Okay, the big change they're going to make is to work on increasing their mobility and survivability. Yeah, the two things that they do really well. They're mobile and they survive. And you're going to increase them. Awesome, really. They're arguably the most mobile class in the game. Most mobile healer, certainly. The Sage, really. So Phase Walk is Sage exclusive. Mind Crush is Sage exclusive. Telekinetic Throw is Sage exclusive. So Phase Walk is a bit of a kicker for the Shadow, really. Double Strike is going to be Shadow exclusive. I should point that out. So those are changes to the base class. Double Strike, RIP, Melee Sage. Oh, sad. That'll be sad for that one guy I saw in a video that was being a Melee Sage. That's going to be sad for him. But anyway, the nothing new ability-wise for the Sage. Kind of disappointing, really. Okay, each advanced class is receiving a new suite of legendaries. These are the Sages. Okay, you've got Swift Rejuvenation. Restoration grants Swift Rejuvenation, making your next ability with an activation time activate instantly. Okay, it cannot occur more than once every 30 seconds and lasts up to 15 seconds. Don't you already get an ability that does that? I mean, Rejuvenate is your restoration is your cleanse, isn't it? Yeah, cleanse, expunge. Yeah, so it's your cleanse that gives you that as well. You already get it when you use. I can't remember. You already got it from something. But you're going to get it whenever you cleanse someone. Usually when you cleanse someone, you need to heal them. So there you go. You got that. Which is quite nice. You also got Valorious Spirit. Force Mend increases damage reduction by 15% for 6 seconds. And it reduces the cooldown of Force Mend by 5 seconds as well. So you're going to get a bit of damage reduction out of Force Mend. Generally when you're using Force Mend, you're taking damage. So there you go. You're going to get 15% damage reduction for 6 seconds. After that, it's not bad. It's not a bad little thing to add to it. Again, it just adds to their defensive abilities. Again, the class that can bubble and can phase walk is getting another defensive ability and can self-heal and can sort of mini bubble themselves with a shield. Is getting yet another damage reduction ability. That's exactly what they need. You've also got Impending Lash. You can lash the target with your lightsaber. Oh yeah, you're getting that as a replacement for your melee attack. Dealing weapon damage and immobilizing it for 3 seconds. Mobilization effect ends is slowed by 50% for 6 seconds. Replaces Saber Strike. Only really useful in PvP. Really, because that's when people get in your face. You know, if you're fighting a Marauder or a Guardian or something like that, who are going to get up in your face, then you can just stun them for a few seconds and you can phase walk away while laughing at them. You can even bubble, then wait until the stun ends, then phase walk away, just to add insult to injury. There you go. There you go. You can get away from those vanguards that are going to pull you and stun you. There you go. If you can Impending Lash the target, you can stun them before they stock strike you. There you go. Then, you know, you can get that out. So, the Shadow. Let's move on to the Shadow changes. So they said giving every class mobility in Knights of the Fallen Empire, they felt like Shadows were left too mobile. Yeah, you're a melee DPS, you're too mobile. Fuck you, melee. It's like you're a melee DPS, you can never be too mobile. as a melee. The range, they're too mobile. Okay, sages are too mobile. Melee should be mobile, my opinion. Because, you know, there's a lot of shit, more shit for melee to deal with, so should be more. So they've reduced the shadows' mobility, enhancing their identity as a powerful, stealthy melee class. Bear in mind, we call the assassin the hated assassin. So let's see, Double Strike is going to be granted at level 1, it's going to be Shadow exclusive, obviously. Force Technique is going to be passive. All of the techniques are going to be passives, really. So you're going to get, if you are a tank, you're going to get the whatever is the Dark Charge. There you go. What is it? Combat Technique, that's what it is. Combat Technique is the tank. Tank one. So you're gonna get the technique based on what discipline you are. So you can't be a tank in a DPS discipline or a DPS in a tank stance, DPS discipline in a tank stance, that kind of thing. Guard is going to be available. It doesn't require combat techniques. You can guard the tank now. Interesting. I had a guy in our guild says, yeah, people can guard tanks now. That's interesting. You're gonna do that. You're gonna troll the shit out of that in the not LFR in story mode ops. Nearly said LFR. They've been playing WoW too much, to be honest. So there you go. You're gonna do that in SM ops, aren't you? Then stealth away when you get aggro. When the tank loses aggro, you're gonna stealth. Stealth, resilience. Kill the aggro for the tank. So there you go. Could be useful in certain situations. Usually if a healer takes damage and the DPSs are guarded, then, you know, you could intercept a bit of damage for them there. Phase Walk obviously has been removed. Vaulting Slash is going to be new for infiltration. Okay, it's going to be a high damage single target skill, 15-second cooldown. It's going to be usable from stealth or 15 seconds after landing a crit. Hopefully it lights up after landing a crit. So you're going to want decent amount of crit there, obviously, to use Vaulting Slash. The Assassin is going to get Not Enfeebling Strike, that's the wrong one. Retaliatory Grip. Enfeebling Strike is the Saber Lash for the Sorcerers. Sorcerers. Couldn't say Sorcerers there. So the legendary utilities that are going to be added, you've got Stalker Swiftness. Shadow Strike grants Stalker Swiftness, allowing your next spinning strike to be used on the target regardless of remaining health. Stalker Swiftness lasts for 10 seconds. So after you use Shadow Stride, you're going to get to use your finisher. If the target of your Shadow Stride is defeated within 10 seconds using Shadow Stride, the cooldown of Shadow Stride is reset. So, you know, you jump in, kill a target, you can jump in, kill another target. Useful in PvP, if you finish a target and then want to leap to another target, then there you go. You've got, the next one is Restorative Shield. When entering stealth with Force Cloak, you generate a stack of Restorative Shield and heal for 4% of your maximum health every 2 seconds for 10 seconds. Okay, stacks last for 6 seconds. Stealth is broken, each stack of Restorative Shield heals you for 4% of your maximum health. So you're going to gain stacks and heal well in it. And then when the stealth ends, the stacks that you gain are going to heal you for an additional 4%. That's interesting. It's quite useful there. I mean, you're going to take that when you've taken a bit of damage, obviously. Useful for tank. People say why the shadows need... shadow tanks need stealth. Well, it's useful for tank swaps. I mean, there it's going to be useful when... if it's just one boss and you're doing a tank swap, you could drop your Force Cloak and get a little bit of free healing for you. There you go. You've got Avenging Grip. Deflection grants Avenging Grip. Reflecting, yeah, Saber Reflect again. Saber Reflect. Reflecting 50% of all direct single target damage. 100% if you're kinetic combat. So it'll do the whole damage. So tech and force damage back at the attacker. Of all single target tech and force damage back at the attacker. 12 seconds. Doesn't absorb incoming damage. So everyone's getting a Saber Reflect. It's basically Saber Reflects for all, essentially. We love Saber Reflect so much, we're just gonna make it fucking not matter anymore. Sorry, Guardians. You're not a special snowflake anymore because everyone has to be the same now. So let's move on to, we'll talk about Juggernaut, shall we? Let's talk about the Juggernaut. We'll go Imperial, seeing as that was the last class we leveled, was the Juggernaut. We'll go and take a look at that. So they said they wanted to strengthen the fantasy as a force-empowered saber-wielding wrecking balls. Oh yeah, we gotta wreck some balls. That's what the Juggernaut is. Get that big... oh shit, I forgot what it's called. I don't remember what the big AoE's called now. Shit. Late at night. I don't remember. Vigilant thrust. We're going to vigilantly thrust those balls. That's what we are. We're vigilantly thrusting wrecking balls. There you go, vigilant thrust. I forgot what the Juggernaut one's called. Nope, someone will remind me in the comments. I forgot what it was called. Shit, I loved that thing as well. Oh well, it's been a long time since we played a Juggernaut. So they're going to wreck balls on the fields of battle. There you go. They're going to be wrecking some balls. So the changes that are made, Ravage is going to be instant now. Okay, to add mobility. That's good, obviously, because the Juggernaut was the least mobile melee class. That's good, really. Guard has no restrictions. Obviously, it doesn't require a lightsaber form for its use. Obviously, so of course it had to be used in Suresu form. Now, use it whatever form you want. Again, you know, similar to the Shadow as well. I take it the Vanguard is the same one as well. So you've got Hue, which is a new ability for Vengeance Juggernaut. Replaces Vicious Throw and has a 30-meter range. I take it it's just a new name for Vicious Throw. Maybe probably a different animation, but you know, that's all it says. Vicious Throw with what, a 10-meter range? That's got maybe a longer range than Vicious Throw. Vicious Throw is your finisher. So, you know, 30-meter range ability. Alright, I'll take it. So the legendary utilities. You're going to have Piercing Chill. Chilling Scream pierces enemies with an aching chill, dealing elemental damage to all affected targets over 8 seconds. And Chilling Scream will grant chilling speed. Increases your movement speed by 35% for 8 seconds. So it's going to do a little dot, your Chilling Scream, and, you know, give you a bit of movement speed. Again, mostly a PvP thing. Chilling Scream I don't think works on a lot of enemies that are kind of immune to stuns and roots and things like that. So you've got Extending Roar, which increases the range of Force Scream to 30 meters, but it deals reduced damage beyond 10 meters. Okay, Force Push deals 20% more damage and grants Extending Roar, allowing your next Force Scream to deal full damage regardless of distance. Yeah, Force Push is coming into your rotation. Force Push going to do 20% more damage. I don't know if you're going to have to actually push the target or whether it's just going to do the more damage. Because you could use that in PvE. I mean, you could Force Push. More useful really for a tank, I would say. I mean, the Force Scream to 30 meters is very useful for a tank. Because again, doing less damage is a bit of a downside, but at least getting something's attention that's 30 meters away, you know, it could be useful. Up to 30 meters at least. It won't probably be about 30 meters, but beyond 10 meters at least is pretty decent, actually. So you've got Reckoning is next. After using Intercede, your next melee ability deals 20% additional damage. Again, useful as a tank as well, because that's 40% additional threat to that. So if something's attacking your healer, you can Intercede to them and then hit the thing, obviously, and you'll do more damage. And of course, there's more threat as well. So, you know, you've always got that. Also, Intercede reduces the threat on the target that you Intercede to. So, you know, there's situations that you can find there. As well for PvP as well, if they're targeting a healer as well, you can leap to that healer and AoE taunt and then get a damage buff out of it as well. Obviously, you can AoE taunt to reduce the damage the healer takes if they're being targeted. So we'll move on to our favourite class now. Here we go, the Marauders. The Marauders be in a solid place in Knights of the Fallen Empire, focused on small changes that would reinforce the Master of Blades fantasy, the idiot fantasy, the headless chicken of SWTOR. Yes, that we get the sacrificial Marauders. Has to be an option in a raid. I wish they would change their inspiration where they could sacrifice themselves, like double the length of inspiration, but they have to sacrifice themselves for it. So the Marauder would stab themselves with the lightsabers. It would be satisfying to watch. And inspiration gets increased by 100% duration, and its effect is increased by 100%. That would be a cool thing. It's not. That would be awesome. But the Marauder dies. So you get to watch a Marauder die and get a massive damage and healing buff. For twice as long. How cool would that be? I mean, most of the time we sacrifice Marauders and Sentinels anyway, so they'd be doing it for the greater good. Really. Ravage, of course, is going to be instant for the Marauder as well. Gore is the new ability for Carnage. It's going to be a high damage ability that hinders the movement of your enemy and reduces their armor, which is basically... Gore was in the game already, I'm pretty sure. Sentinel, it's going to be called Lance. It's going to be for combat. So yeah, it's pretty much... Gore was the thing that took away the armor, I'm pretty sure. Oh well, they've just changed it. It's not really a new ability, is it? It hinders movement and reduces their armor. I mean, it removed their armor in 4.0 and 3.0. So the legendary utilities, some of the Marauders. You've got Ruthless Aggressor. Vicious Throw now refunds 2 rage on targets affected by your Obfuscate. Additionally, Vicious Throw is usable on targets affected by Obfuscate regardless of the remaining health. Obfuscate also grants Ruthless Aggressor, which increases force and tech defense by 75% for 6 seconds. Ugh, that was a lot. So there you go, you can use your Obfuscate and get a damage buff now. Most useful in PvP, I think. There's very few PvE situations where you might want to do it. Maybe in the chapters. Maybe you could use Obfuscate. Maybe in the Uprisings you're going to get a use for it. Maybe. You've got Hidden Savagery, which I like the sound of. While Force Camouflage is active, you gain a charge of Hidden Savagery every half a second. Each charge of Hidden Savagery increases the damage dealt by your next melee attack by 4%, stacks up to 12 charges, lasts for 6 seconds after exiting Force Camo. So, you know, you can get that if you do your threat dump, and you can get your next melee attack boosted. Seems pretty nice. You've got Interloper. Force Charge grants Interloper, allow you to activate Force Charge a second time. Interloper lasts up to 7.5 seconds and is removed if Force Charge is reused. If Interloper is not utilized by the end of its duration, Force Charge is placed on a 7.5 second cooldown. So I guess the cooldown is 14 seconds. 15 seconds? That's going to half the cooldown. Additionally, Force Charge now builds to Fury. Did they always build Fury? Force Charge? I'm pretty sure. So you're going to take that eventually. Useful if you're moving to another target for 7.5 seconds. So, you know, it's not really going to affect the cooldown because it's a 7.5 second ability, 7.5 second chance, and then it's going to go on cooldown for 7.5 seconds. So it's not really affecting it, really, in reality, if you don't use it a second time. Useful if you're going from target to target. Doesn't say if it has a minimum range requirement, whether they're going to remove that, or whether it is your Obliterate as well. Whether it could affect that as well. It would be quite interesting. If it did get 2 Obliterates, that would be quite good. There you go. You're probably going to take Interloper, really. I would like that ability, though. I would like the inspiration. Kill the Marauder. That's my suggestion. Other than that, there's not a huge amount of changes. Nothing's really... I mean, Gore maybe, something different there. Hue just looks to be the same thing. The Sorcerer seems to be getting the most changes. Overall, Scoundrel came out looking good. Really, you've got AoE last. We've got that back. We've got our Freighter Flyby back in an indirect way. Just a different animation, really. And taking it won't have a cast time. But other than that, I'm going to wreck some balls with your Guardian. Vigilantly thrust those balls. And don't let the sniper shoot you below the belt. And that is all for this video. So thank you for joining me. We'll see you again soon. And goodbye.